Alright guys, so welcome back to Neo's Workshop. I'm going to be going over my TVT games from yesterday. I wasn't able to get to them yesterday, so I'll be making the video today. But here, let's jump right into it. I did have a bit of a hard time this weekend with this deck. The card choices are odd, there's not much synergy, and I think I woke up early and I should not be playing within 5 or 10 minutes of waking up. So made a lot of mistakes, stuff that was like avoidable but just not hesitating, but I was just constantly unsure of what to play because some of the cards I just didn't want to waste their effect or waste their death wish early, or I wasn't familiar. I didn't take this this deck too seriously this weekend, and I also got to play against more decent level players than I usually do. So normally I play against mostly like 6,000 to maybe 7,000 elo. To this weekend I actually got to play against like high 7,000s and even some 8,000. So a lot more players and teams that are, more in sync with the level that I have for my cards. So, but a lot of the times I noticed that a lot of these people were having the same difficulties that I was having. So it was just timing things wrong. So like at this point in this game, you've seen me already hesitate playing some of the assassins. So I ended up playing a tank. Then I hesitated on playing this right now with with Mr. Slave. But I was able to pull through. At least to defending this attack, because I was not sure I was going to be able to do that without losing a bar. So but yeah, and I don't know, I just couldn't find a good rhythm with this deck. It was pretty difficult and it was quite frustrating. That's why I ended up I won 3 games, but I did lose 2, and the games that I won, I think only one of them I won 3 phones. So yeah, I could have probably saved the I forgot what this guy's called. I haven't even used him in I don't know how long. Clyde, there we go. Dwarf King. Jesus Christ. So could have probably used him for a different target, but I just wanted to get rid of the assassin while the Zen Carpent's there and get another unit closer to the new kid. So I got lucky there with that shield, saved one of my Terrence and Phillips. Terrence and Phillips cannot be underestimated at all. And I think from moving from today forward, we need to be getting them to always to level 7. They're way too powerful at max level 6 to not get them up there. So while Zen Cardman and Dwarf King Clyde were a good choice to get to level 7 to get their max 6 stats, I think Terrence and Phillips should have been more important. And I always feel that difference when I don't have, when I play against someone that has a Terrence and Phillips that's higher level than mine. It's easily noticeable. So here, just run out the clock. And then one thing that I definitely found myself having difficulty with was using Ninju, because I haven't run him in my deck in a long time, and even the times that I try using him, I don't find them as useful. Maybe in ladder play, but in TVT he can be a lot more useful. So I also had difficulty with that. Anyways, I was able to pull that first win. Let's go on to the second one. Alright guys, so game number 2, I was able to win this game as well. And one of the strategies I implemented in this round, or in this game, that I didn't do, I don't know if I even did this again later on. I don't think I had the chance to, but next time I think that we have the Transmogrify and Slave is on there, we should not underestimate how valuable the chickens that he spawns afterwards are, because you'll see here one of the trades that I do. Like at least, I mean, already here, this one, he was able to distract that assassin without the assassin being able to do any damage. It probably wouldn't have gotten a hit on the new kid because he spawned the Wendy. But then here, the Kenny, if those chickens weren't there, he wouldn't have been distracted, and the Kenny would have probably been able to trade with his paladin. So again, another trade that, you know, he didn't spend any extra energy on, and I lost 2 energy for no reason. So 2 energy that could have made a difference later on. So I would definitely say next time that Slave is on the card pool and Transmogrify is in there, we definitely should go with a Transmogrify. The 3 chickens. Also, I can also do this. In TVT, this is pretty damn strong. I mean, I melted that Zen pretty quickly with just 3 chickens and the Wendy. And then if he wouldn't have spawned token, I'm pretty sure I would have taken that bar. I mean, it didn't make too much of a difference. I eventually take this bar by making even trades and keeping my units alive with those trades. So, but again, I could have probably taken that bar earlier if I wouldn't have had to deal with the chickens from the slave earlier in the game. And then here again, me half asleep, I hesitate and fuck this up. So, but anyways, at this point, there's a minute left. I'm pretty sure I can just hold them off, and so that's what I go for. Nothing too crazy here. Here I try to anticipate the whole chickens thing. So then just as then hold them back and run out the clock. So you see, yeah, take out the chickens, and then here I was gonna do the same thing. He zapped my slave again, and I ninju'd all my units. So this would have probably been 2 bars right there. So, anyways, moving on to the next one. Alright, so on to game number 3. Now this is when things started going terribly wrong. Had a glitch here, I'll point out, and but most importantly, I just made some really bad choices. And then I realized, now in retrospect, looking at the games, they're that glitch. So that was some bullshit right there. That right off the start just tilted me off the planet. I mean, that is so irritating because they both hit, and then it just didn't count. Oh, whatever. Anyways, but yeah, after this game, I was so tilted. And I remember, I think someone was complaining about, I think it was Hulk complaining about the new kid zap is too weak. And yeah, it is. I hesitated there to do anything. And I hesitated again later on in this game because I thought the new kid could do some damage, but I'm just not, like, I guess I don't have it as a present in my mind that that the new kid zap is gonna be so weak. Excuse me, so. But yeah, guys, do not rely on the new kid to clean up anything. It's completely useless, and it'll just cost you a bar like it did to me. I think here it's coming up. No way, I think later on. But anyways, so I just kept making bad plays like this. This was also a terrible play. I should have known that playing him inside the aura of the Zen was gonna make me have to use another card and waste even more energy. I'm already at a deficit here, so I was just making it worse and worse and worse for myself. So I just didn't keep a level head. I got so tilted off of that first that paladin trading, and then he just comes back to life. That tilts me every single time that it happens. Doesn't happen often, but my god. Then there again, I hesitated because I was like, oh, the new kid will clean him up. Nope, didn't happen. So again, now just free energy walking down the down the field. He's gonna be able to easily counter it. So, and then, but from then on, it was just a uphill battle. I should be at a deficit of about 5 to 8 energy at this point. So, unless he makes some horrible choices, I'm not coming back from this. So, if he ninjas this, there's no coming back from that. Now, he does take the second bar, and I'm able to hold him off for the rest of the game, but that's a loss for sure. So, yeah, that was a terrible game. But anyways, alright, let's move on to the next game. Alright, so moving forward. Should have probably taken a break after that game, because I was pretty tilted. But I didn't, and it just snowballed into just a streak of horrible decisions. So, another crappy loss. Primarily because of really bad decisions that I made in plays. Coming, off from that last game, just tilted, and then I don't know. I guess I was just not playing good at all. This is probably one of the better plays that I did. I just waited for the chickens to get lured in, and then I just tokened everybody. Then after that, I made the mistake of trying to, like, I guess I just got desperate. Being tilted and as upset as I was, I just kept trying to trade blow for blow, and that just led me to completely overextend myself, and he was able to counter everything that I threw at him. So, just again, just horrible play. And he barely got that heal. That didn't help. I'm pretty sure this is the first bar. There's that glitch. That one actually dies like it's supposed to. This was a waste of energy. Or I should have actually done that earlier. I don't have anything else to play anyways. But at this point I was just so tilted. I just wanted the game to be done, because I was so upset I did not see myself trying to win this. I just didn't care anymore. So
these outfits are so precious.
There again, I hesitated. I should have expected that zap. Hesitated on the token, waiting for the chickens, and it cost me the second bar. But again, I'm in an uphill battle. He has 2 bars now. His energy is probably maxed right now when he spawned that Randy.
This game is offensive.
So, but anyways, he doesn't take a 3rd bar, but I mean, I was not gonna come back from that. So yeah, shitty second loss, definitely all my fault. So, moving on. All right, so the last one, I actually almost forgot to put this to record, so I didn't catch the beginning. But this was the easiest game of all of them. Coming off of those 2 games that I got super tilted with. I got a 5800 elo. I saw this in level 3 Mr. Slave, so I was pretty sure I was gonna get 3 bars out of this game already. Level 5s TMP. I mean, that's not gonna be very strong. Another Ninja level 2. I mean, so this was a pretty easy win. I mean, the levels alone, but even in this game, that play was kind of crappy there. That could have been countered more efficiently just by spawning the other assassin on the outside of the field to flank his units and then just collapse on all his units. But for some reason, I spawned it in the middle, like interrupted my other unit. I mean, so even in this easy game, I was making stupid mistakes. There, I think he had low energy, so he didn't spawn the token sooner. I'm pretty sure that was the case. He did play a lot of energy at the beginning with the Ninja and the TMP and all that. So then at this point, I mean, I have like, what is it, like 14, 15 energy on the field?
Check out this trick.
So again, let's not underestimate the TNP. I mean, this guy had a low level, but I'm just talking in general. Just general tips. They cannot be underestimated. The chickens from the Mr. Slave cannot be underestimated, and especially if someone ninjus those chickens like I did one of the previous games. So just keeping that Wendy alive. She's pretty useful after her last buff, so she can definitely help a lot. Yeah, so keep that in mind. Yeah, I should have activated that charge. I mean, looking at it in retrospect, like now reviewing the games, I was playing so bad. Holy crap. Yeah, but now let's move on. Yeah, so I finished with a 3-2 for this war. I haven't done that in a while. And now let's go to my alt account. See those games. Alright. So, first game on my alt account. I can already start by saying I actually started playing a little bit better. But I was still making some mistakes. And it was primarily just dumb stuff like forgetting that I'm on my alt account. So the levels are just not, you know, the levels that we upgraded, because obviously I have all the levels that we upgrade to most of the time on my main account. But on this one, obviously, like my Terrence and Philip are not level 6 yet. My assassins I think are like level 2, so I have to run them at base level 4. So just made mistakes playing, thinking that I have my main account levels and I don't. And yeah, but this week I realized that Dar, when she revives the visitors, she gets both of them back. But when it comes to TMP, she doesn't. She only revives one of them. So even the developers know, they're aware how powerful TMP can be. So reviving both of them is a pretty strong power move. And yeah, but so here I just kept Dar alive, even though she had a sliver of health. But after her last buff, I mean, I think she's just stupid strong. She's OP. I meant there to push her backwards instead of forward. Got her killed. Whatever. But anyways, I should have zapped and gotten the hit on the new kid. So see, even small little details like that, like I'm still playing a little this here as well. He's base level 4, so he can't even kill a chicken in one shot. That's just ridiculous. But anyways, just little mistakes like that. But I gained such a good advantage in the first minute of the game that it doesn't matter from now on. But yeah, Dar after her last buff, she's just ridiculous strong. For a ranged unit, sure, she went up in cost, and that's what prompted them, you know, to buff her health and damage. But man, she's extremely strong now. And I think on my main account, I'm actually one copy away from getting her to level 5 already. So she's stupid strong now at level 5. Yeah, I faced very few PC principals. The trick to him is always to get a couple of units in front of him that they can block each other from being thrown around, and then that way he stays focused on one opponent, on one of your units, instead of like starting to disperse your units all over the place. And then it was a level 4, so I was able to get rid of him quite easily, and that was it. Whatever, easy win compared to the other games. So let's move on to the next one. Alright, so moving on to the second game on my alt account. I got lucky this week that I was actually facing people that I could actually beat, actually at least play against on my alt account. I usually faced a much higher leveled players on my alt account compared to my main account. And then this guy actually made that same mistake that I was talking about with Dar. He darred the TNP, and then he didn't get 2 units for the price of 1. Then I luckily countered that Clyde, so he didn't hit my Mr. Slave. Anyways, yeah, I got lucky with the opponents that I got on my second account, so I was able to make up the points I lost on my main account for the team. But I was able to still pull a 3-2. I got 3 wins, 1 disconnected loss, and then I actually played against one guy that was like, I think it was like 8,000 or something. So at that point, it wasn't even worth recording. But yeah, coming off of the 5 games on my main account, I had a better idea, a better feel how to play this deck and what to expect from the opponents. So I was able to play it quite safely. I mean, his levels were not nothing to be too concerned about, as long as I played well. As we know, I've been playing like shit. I played like shit this whole for the entire weekend runs. So yeah, almost did a mistake there because I had nothing to counter those chickens after he died. So I just didn't zap him. Let's just be patient. Practice what I preach, right? Patience. So then, for whatever reason, zaps the Kenny. And then I'm like, well, I'll just leave it there. I'm pretty sure that TMP is doing enough damage to bring him below half, but I don't know why it's not working. So whatever, I figured, you know what, let me just build my energy and let that go on for as long as possible. Doesn't matter.
Careful down there.
So he should have waited for that ninja for the chickens to spawn. And then that's it. At this point, that charge, I know he's not going to be able to counter it. So, that's game number 2. Pretty sure that was the only time that I used heal, or not even. Yeah, I used the heal after the game already ended. So, alright, moving on to the last game. Alright. So, last game of this horrible weekend. And pretty evenly matched. And this guy actually had some pretty decent levels. I think he had he had a couple of level 6s. I think his PC Principal is also level 6. So he had decent level card levels. He could definitely beat me, but I was able to outplay him. I was definitely playing a lot better in this last game. So like this right there, when you have your Zen, if you activate his charge, you want to make sure that the opponent's unit always reaches the Zen carbon, so they actually lock on. If his charge goes away and they haven't locked onto the Zen, they're not gonna go after him. So I just made sure they locked on, and then I just spawned something in front of them to keep them from hitting them, and then just getting free hits on the units and getting rid of them, and then keeping the Zen with as much health as possible. So, and then that was able to lead me to take that first bar. And here, I knew I already had a pretty big advantage of energy, so I figured let me just use the chickens to build a second push. Hopefully get that second bar, because he didn't have that much health left on it, but he was able to counter it. So, but it still allowed me to make this second push. If that PC Principal, he's level 6, I think he's probably base level 6 or maybe max level 6. But if he would have made it to my side, that would have probably been a problem. So using the Dar on the slave and using the chickens to distract him with his Zen allowed me to get rid of him rather quickly. So probably the strongest card that he could have used to do any damage, he lost it pretty easily. So, and then I had to go back into cycling, so I know he wasn't going to spawn that anytime soon, so I knew I had this game won. So there you guys have it. At least I didn't lose 3 games. Thankfully, I was able to pull off 3 wins on both accounts, make up for those horrible games I had. So all in all, still did pretty decent, I would say. But those losses were entirely my fault. So note to myself, and tip for anybody else, maybe you guys also sometimes, because I can get pretty competitive about this game because I enjoy it a lot. So if I lose because I'm making stupid mistakes, I get pretty tilted. And then on top of that, you know, I get some glitches or some unfortunate plays, or just the opponent like takes advantage of some of my mistakes, I'll get tilted just completely, you know, off the planet. So, but anyways, note to self, be more patient. Like always, I always preach that. So sometimes you know, when I start getting tilted, I start getting desperate, and then I start overextending. So I make those mistakes like anybody else. But definitely be patient. And for this week, just I would say definitely pay attention to your opponent's card levels. That was a very like important thing here. With the second account especially, a lot of my cards that were weaker, it made a huge difference that I was trading energy, just giving it away, and putting myself in a deficit for no reason. So I had to be more mindful about that in the last 2 games. So that's why I was able to win them, especially that last one, because that guy could have definitely beaten me with the card levels that he had, but I was able to outplay him. So unfortunately, that was probably my game with the better plays that I had. So it just came in, you know, I kind of warmed up at the last game of the day. But anyways, so yeah, guys, just like always, be patient, and probably don't play 5 minutes after you wake up like I did, because then you make really stupid mistakes. So, but anyways, that's all I got for you guys this week. Next weekend I'll make sure that I go back to putting these videos out on Saturday. It's more useful for the team. So thanks for watching. If you guys have any feedback or any comments, leave those below, and I always welcome those. So if you guys also have any questions, let me know, and like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.